So this spot here, sorry, it's super cold. This spot here, where I'm at, is about less than a mile away from the location of suspected last seen area. So we're gonna see if we can find him.
Continuing our search for Ryan into the evening, another ramp was chosen that gave us access to the island, where Ryan was last seen at the Plaza Hotel almost 3 years ago. Jacob circled the island, onto the Tennessee-Tombigbee, and down to the Route 45 bridge that crosses over the river. Reporting to the family that nothing was found, we regrouped and decided that the following morning we would use the Charles Younger boat ramp to search above the John C. Stennis Lock and Dam.
Well, I just went to the bridge on 82. So I need to go further. Right? Okay.
Where that road comes out.
Okay.
That you were saying.
That's okay. So I needed to keep on going up further.
Right there. And that's where the dump off is. It's just right there around that curve.
Day 2 began at the boat ramp, and we searched as close to the dam as we were allowed.
I gotta figure out where we're at.
We're in the water.
Yeah, I know we're in the water, but we gotta figure out where.
So we're back here. We're searching this boat ramp. Like Jacob had said earlier, this is the closest, one of the closest access points to Ryan's last potentially known location. Even out this far, we're only at just shy of 7 feet of water, which is really, really shocking to me.
Yeah, we'll hit the channel here shortly, but I'm not gonna go in the channel until we get this whole section. Where do you think our next potential spot? So we went this way, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, we went all the way out, a good 100 yards, you would say? About a football field length out?
Just shy, yeah.
Okay, so now where do you think we should go?
I guess we need to go this way.
There you go. You know why?
Because you could miss something going this way that you'll pick up this way.
Yep, you'll pick up a shadow that you didn't see.
And if you miss it by an inch, you miss it by a mile.
Exactly. So when you come back through, so always remember when you're doing this that your sonar can pick up something completely different one way and not the other. Always pay close attention at boat ramps because these little things right here, they could be tires. So pay close attention when you're on a boat ramp for vehicles because that's the most potential spot.
Ooh, that looks like an alligator. Look, there's his alligator. There's his little snout. There's his little alligator arm. Look, nope.
Watch your mouth. We don't talk about, we don't speak about, and we don't think about alligators. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Getting cold?
Well, so this is how my blonde brain works, right? My legs are cold. So I'm gonna turn on my heated jacket.
That don't make
Because then my upper body
that don't make no sense.
My upper body will get warmer, and then I'll forget about my legs being cold.
Jesus.
And that's how my blonde brain works.
Okay. So here's something that I want to reiterate. With doing this type of work, guys, you don't need the top of the line equipment. Yeah, it does help to paint the picture, but if you know your sonar, that's like taking a metal detectorist out and giving him one of those kids detectors, but he'll find a gold ring in a second because guess why? Experience. He knows what that stuff looks like.
So we sonared up and down this whole entire section, past the boat ramp in the cove, all the way up as far as we could towards the lock and dam, just because this is all extremely accessible. So we sonared all of that. up and down, going both ways. And then next, we're going to put in at the boat ramp that we put in yesterday, the second boat ramp, and basically come up to the lock and dam this way, and then work our way back towards the boat ramp down there. Frustrated again with finding nothing, we chose to go back to the ramp used the prior evening and make our way to right below the lock and dam. We just put in at Leroy's Landing and made our way up to the other side of the lock and darn. And then we are going to work our way back towards Leroy's Landing with both sonars in the water, live scope if we need it. And then the reason for this is because this part of the river here runs parallel with, I think it's called Old West Point Road. So there's a ton of accessible points along this area for Ryan and his vehicle to be located in. So we are currently using the trolling motor. Right now, we are in just shy of 5 feet of water. Water temperature is about 43 degrees. I would say that the air temperature is probably about the same.
43, 45
Yeah,
degrees.
I think it's supposed to be a high of like 44 today.
It's chilly. The ride up here was about 5 minutes.
And it was about 5 degrees.
Yeah. So if you hear a sniffling, that's her.
And you?
I haven't sniffled yet. You and.
I am a sniffler.
All right. So with the lock and dam, you're actually able to go from one side of the lock to the other by this pathway here. They allow the boats to go through with different levels. They can control the height of the waters. As rainfall comes in, I know you guys know a lot about dams and locks, but this is the purpose of it. For safety reasons, those little ladders, just in case you want to get up out of the boat, you can get out onto the land. So currently we're in 7.5 feet of water. We'll show you the other side of the dam here shortly. But right now, the waters are as clear as can be. There's no vehicles in here. We're at 9 feet now. So the reason why we picked this corner here is I know you guys are on Google Maps right now trying to figure out the reasoning why we're doing this. What was the road? It was Old what? Old Plymouth?
Old West Point.
Old West Point? It stops, right? Just beyond those
Plymouth
trees.
Road stops right there, but Old West Point runs all the way along this.
Okay. There's a road here that could be potential they could run a car off in. We'll just show you a quick view of this. And then, like I said, I'll fly the drone. We might get pushed back from the water that's coming out. I don't think so. We might though. It's pretty neat. It's actually beautiful. I love, this is the one thing I loved about fishing, is seeing the locks. They're just neat. All right, we'll continue down that west wall, or down that wall, and we'll see if we can find any vehicles.
That area was pretty clean with the exception of trees, some stumps and things like that. And then we're making our way back down towards Leroy's Landing. And then this runs parallel to Old West Point Road. Old West Point Road curves back to one of Ryan's last potential locations. So this was one of his grandparents' asks as to us checking this. This is something that they had asked. We'll always search family suggestions first, especially because they know the area best. The family has been incredibly helpful with giving us different locations, taking the time to help watch gear, lead the way. They've been really fantastic. They're willing to do whatever it takes to help them find Ryan. So we are using Kyle's boat. Thank you, Kyle. And then Kyle's boat has the Minn Kota Ultrex, which features the remote. So Jacob is able to look at the sonar while still maintaining a steady speed and direction. The other awesome thing about the Ultrex is it has a self-anchoring, and it keeps you within, is it 12 inches within the original spot that you set the anchor for?
Somewhere around there, yeah. It keeps you around the general vicinity of where you need to be.
Which is really, really awesome, especially when you're using the live scope. So it's not something that you have to use the motor to go back and forth and try to stay steady. That Ultrex is amazing. The Ultrex also has the potential to link with your sonar system. So you can basically say, take me here, and the Ultrex will autopilot to that location. So I've seen the sonar, I've seen the pictures from the sonar, I've filmed the sonar, but this is kind of my opportunity to learn the sonar a little bit better. So that way, one, I can help a little bit better as far as, you know, hey, this is what I think I see, what do you see? It also helps in the event that Jacob's got something somewhere else and I can go help. And also just kind of general knowledge of the sonar, because I do have a lot of people ask questions about it and I don't always know how to answer them. So this helps me help you guys.
We're getting ready to come to a T. Now, suicide or an accident is very possible, not only for Ryan, but anybody. Like, do you see that T right there?
Yep.
Plymouth Bluff runs straight into the river, and then it tees off to Old West Point Road. So we're getting ready to hit that T where there possibly could be somebody else's vehicle in here, you know, another missing person. And that's the thing that people don't understand is, you know, when somebody goes missing, they don't just have to be at their location. Somebody could be from Chicago and come down to Mississippi, have a drunken rage party the night before, not know where they're at, and drive off. You know, they may have family down here. So the potential, that's the reason why every vehicle that we find, we search. So with this spot being a super logical spot for somebody to have an accident, definitely piques my interest on this. I mean, that'd be a seat in the car right there.
Yeah.
So the road is right here. So the potential of having a vehicle here, super likely.
The location tomorrow, though,
Lots of rock.
I think I feel hopeful about tomorrow's locations. Just because of the fact that there's car parts on the bank. What those are from, I don't know, but they do lead me to be a little more hopeful.
So let me talk to you about the car parts that they found. So they found some silver car parts, which his vehicle was silver. They found maroon car parts right off of the railroad track. Now the railroad track
Crosses over Luxapalila Creek.
So the trains are designed to push anything off the tracks. So it may be just a debris field of stuff that's been on the tracks that the train pushed off. Just so happens, one of the bumpers is a silver bumper. Now, with that being said, the area we're going to search tomorrow is a little deeper, but it wasn't as deep as what I couldn't get up to it whenever I went with the boat. So we'll search that in hopes of finding a vehicle.
So the area tomorrow is the other half of Luxapalila Creek. When we tried to get to it, we did run into where it was about a foot of water all the way across. There was no way for us to get past it.
I couldn't cut the berm.
Yeah, in the boat. So tomorrow we'll use the inflatable boat and go in on the other end and essentially make our way back to the point to where we couldn't get past yesterday.
Is people think, oh man, you guys got it made. You guys can get in a boat and go and sonar and just have a good time and scuba dive. Absolutely. Love scuba diving. Wouldn't change it for the world. I do enjoy being out on the boat, but what I don't enjoy is the 5.5 to 8 hours on the boat finding nothing.
In the cold.
In the cold.
Dealing with me.
Dealing with that woman.
my awesome commentary.
It's depressing that we're not finding what we're looking for. We're not even finding a vehicle. So it's not always glorified. There's a lot of work that goes in this, and that's what we do. We don't give up. We keep pushing. Like right
I
now,
even
my
get out
legs
here
are
in the
shaking.
cold.
Huh?
I said I even get out here in the cold.
My legs are shaking right now, and I know
mine
I
are.
should carry a cover with me. I should have a complete deck. I should have hot chocolate with me.
A thermos?
A thermos. I know this, guys. I know this. But we're hardcore.
Yeah, super hardcore. In my mittens.
I'll tell you what, you're a lot more hardcore than a lot of, I'm just going to say it, a lot of women.
When it comes down to it, I think I work hard.
You hold your own. I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of depressed that I haven't seen a vehicle.
I'm very surprised.
Leave a comment. Do you like Lindsay being in these shows? Do you want to see her a lot more? We're going to try to bring in Lindsay a lot more on these cases. It gives you that little added, you know who you're talking to now and not just behind the camera.
Which I probably should stay behind the camera. And not mic'd up. That road's like right here, isn't it?
It's right there, yeah. We're about to pass it. I'm going to tell you there's no vehicles in here. I can be sure of it. Until we reach this point around this corner, I can assure you there's no vehicles in this river and the spots that we've checked.
It's just extremely disheartening to have to tell the family that we didn't, even though it provides them answers as to where someone is not. At the end of the day, obviously the ultimate goal is to bring them home. And when we can't do that, it's definitely a little heartbreaking for us. But we aren't done with this case for sure. We're going to another spot location, or another location tomorrow. And
Another spot location?
another spot location. Yeah, those are official search terms. And if we don't find Ryan tomorrow, we'll be back. We've gone back to several cases before in the past. When we tell you that we won't stop until we find someone, we genuinely mean it.
It's because of you guys that we can do that. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say like, share, and all that. You guys know what to do. You guys know how to support us. The links are in the description below. There's not a word that I can use that describes what it means for you guys to support what it is that we're doing. There's no words to describe it. But all I can tell you is thank you. What you do for these families is just downright amazing. And the trust you guys have in us to do the job is even more amazing.
I'm always impressed, like even when we aren't able to solve a case, the outpouring of love and support that you get. It's always great job, good try. We know you'll find her or them. There's always a ton of support one way or the other. Well, and that's something that knowing where he's not really does help narrow down kind of your search parameters. You know, okay, we've checked, and this is a fairly large body of water. So to be able to say that he's not here is a huge thing.
When we came into this case of Ryan, the spots that we picked out, we have searched. Except the one location we couldn't get to, which we're doing that tomorrow.
Right.
I looked at the map. I looked at the possible locations of the bridges. Where he was last known. We searched that yesterday. We searched today in the spots that were a mile away from different locations of this case. There's just nothing.
After nothing was found again, and quite shocked by how clean the river was, we made our plan for day 3. We would be returning to the upper portion of Lux Creek. We were unable to access this from the river because of how shallow it had gotten, not allowing us to pass. If you have any information about Ryan Taylor or his 2011 silver Ford Fiesta, please reach out to local law enforcement, the family of 39-year-old Ryan, or ChaosDivers on ChaosDivers.com. Please stay tuned for the final episode of this search.